I'm going to show you how to make no-bake cheesecake. This right here is the crust. I'm using for the crust these meringue cookies, but you can use graham crackers. Because we live in Mexico and they don't sell graham crackers in Mexico, so. And you're going to either want 1/2 cups of it crushed or 100 grams. And since I don't have a food processor, you can just use food processor. I'm going to use this thing. It's a rolling pin. It's quite awesome. It's one of those Italian ones. And you're just going to want to crush up your cookies. Pretty finely. So you can see here they're pretty fine crumbs. You don't need to be super fine. And now all you're going to want to do is pour in 6 tablespoons of butter, melted butter. Yeah. Actually, don't pour it all in at once. And 2 tablespoons of sugar in the crust. And now you're just going to want to mix it up. Be right back. If you hear sizzling or background noise, that's my dad. He's making dinner. Right. So yeah, 6 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 100 grams or a 1.5 cups of graham cookie crumbs. See, and when you put it back, it's just like that. Now you're just going to want to take pretty good. A pan like this, or you can use a tart pan or a springform pan or whatever. But I have this, and it's just easier. And you're just going to want to take this and squeeze it in. And then just kind of spread it around and press it all the way inside. Using this or using a tart pan, then an inch. Then you're just going to cover this with plastic wrap and put it in the fridge until the rest of the filling is done. And I will. Okay, so that's just 8 ounces of room temperature cream cheese. It needs to be in block form, or else it won't be thick enough. And I guess you can use light, but it works better with the regular. And you're just going to want to blend this up until it's easy. Add 1/4 cup of sugar. And you're going to want to use granulated white sugar. And yeah, just beat that till it's light and fluffy. And now that that's done, we're going to see how creamy it is. And quite thick, but yeah, it's supposed to be that way. And now we're just going to get 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And just blend that until it's mixed. And first things first with the cream. This is just regular whipping cream. If you want, you can use heavy cream, but I couldn't find it. Okay. And you're going to want to put your bowl in the freezer for a while, because it helps the cream to whip up faster. And just take 1 cup of that and pour it in. And then we'll whip this up. And you want your cream and your bowl to be nice and cold. Look, it almost freezes on contact, which is good. And we're just going to want to whip it soft peaks. Okay, so we've beaten our cream thoroughly, as you can see here. The soft peaks. Now we're going to add this to the cream, the whipped cream to the cream cheese mixture. A little bit at a time, and then beaten in. Now I'm going to be right back with the crust. And then now fill it up. Here's the crust. As you can see, it's quite hard now because the butter has cooled down. And you're just going to want to pour all of your mix into there. And then I'm just taking an offset spatula to level it out. You can use back the spoon or whatever, but since I have an offset spatula, I'm going to use it. I'm going to cover this up with plastic wrap, and I'm going to leave mine in the fridge overnight, and so that it can set up properly, and then I'll show you how to make a raspberry sauce. You don't have to put it in overnight, you can put it in for like 4 hours, but you do need at least 4 hours. There we go. There's the pan. And there we go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need is frozen raspberries or blueberries or berry of your choice. You're going to need approximately 1.5 cups or half a pound of them, and you're going to want to defrost them. You can do this in the microwave or just leave them sitting out so that they're nice and syrupy, like this. You seem to get more juice out of frozen raspberries, but suppose you seem to get more juice out of frozen, but suppose you can use regular berries. And now I'm going to put them in the blender like that. I'm going to take about 1/4 cup of sugar, put that in there. And then I'm just going to blend this up. And you don't have to put in sugar if you don't want to, but these are too sour for what I use them for, so I generally add about 1/4 cup to half a cup of sugar, but you can add the amount you want. And I'm going to blend this up, and I will come back. So now, nicely blended up stuff. There will be some seeds. If you want, you can just put it straight into the pot, but I don't like seeds in my sauce so much, so I'm going to strain this. And it takes quite a while, but your sauce will be smoother and, in my opinion, yummier because it won't be bitter. And you're just going to want to see how nice, it's quite thick. And you're just going to want to put that through into the pot. And I'll come back in a minute and show you this finished. And you'll have about a cup of sauce, I believe. A little more than a cup, and this recipe makes the perfect amount for a cheesecake. For what's it called, for like an 8-inch cheesecake. My mouth isn't working. So, I mean, you can make more, you can make less if you want to, but yeah. I I ended up adding probably about 2 tablespoons more sugar, but all your personal preference. Half a cup of boiling water in a small saucepan like this, and then I'm going to take a packet of unflavored gelatin. It must be unflavored, or else your raspberry sauce will taste really weird. Take about approximately a tablespoon of it. Doesn't need to be exact, but about yay much, and then just put it in your boiling-ish water. And then you're going to want to whisk it up until it dissolves. And it will clump like that. Do not be deterred by this, just keep whisking. Until it all dissolves. Now, as you can see, it's pretty much dissolved. Doesn't need to be completely dissolved. You're just going to take it and carefully pour it into your liquid. This is still cold, by the way. Then you're going to put this over the fire, and then wait till it barely starts bubbling. See? Like this. Sorry you couldn't see the actual dumping part. There's inside the pot. And just keep stirring until it starts boiling. See, now in here it's bubbling. It's just where you want it. Now you're going to put this in a bowl, cover it with plastic wrap, poke a small hole in the plastic wrap so that the steam can get out, and then wait a couple hours, and it'll turn into like jelly, and it tastes awesome. It looks even more liquidy than it did before, but this works. Okay. I don't know if you can see, actually there are 4 small holes. Okay. There's one here, one right here, one up here, and one down here. This so that the steam will escape and it won't rain down. I mean, you don't have to add the gelatin if you don't want to. It's good to eat like that, but this makes it into like jelly. And I'd say let it cool for at the very least 4 hours. And you can just pop this straight to the fridge. It's quite hot. But yeah. Bye.